Tonya. Now, Tonya was released in 2017 and is led by Craig Gillespie and stars Margot, Robbie, Sebastian Stan, Hauser, and Allison Janney. And basically, the film follows a true story of Tonya Harding, played by Margot Robbie in the film, who basically is forced into a career of competitive ice skating at a young age from her abusive mother, played by Allison Janney in the film. And basically, throughout the film, we watch Tonya Harding compete on a big competitive ice skating game. And at the same time, though, we also watch her meet Sebastian Stan's character, becomes her husband, and at that, her abusive husband. And so basically, throughout the film, we watch Tonya Harding deal with his abusive relationship, with her mother, and her abusive relationship with her husband. But even with all her personal problems, she still aspires to one day get to the Olympics. And basically, long story short, she finally does. But even in the Olympics, she faces even more problems, because she gets involved in the quote-unquote incident, which could affect the future of her ice skating career. And that's basically the plot of Tonya. And honestly, I found this movie fascinating and unpredictable in the best way possible. I absolutely loved watching this movie. I actually really did. It caught me completely off guard about how good it actually was. Honestly, like I said before, I just found this movie fascinating and unpredictable for the sole reason that I didn't know this story. I didn't know the true story that was presented in this film. I don't know how true the story is, because like Bohemian Rhapsody, I have heard that this film, does fictionalize some elements, because in the end it's just a film. In the end, it is meant to provide entertainment, so it does change some aspects in some parts. Apparently it does fictionalize parts of the story, but what I've also heard is that for the most part the story told in the film is actually mostly true, which genuinely shocked me. Honestly, I was fascinated by the story being told, because it was constantly unpredictable and I just didn't know where I was going. And honestly, it's just, there's so many moments in the film like, did this really happen? And then the character in the film will actually break the fourth wall and go, no, this actually did happen. And just like, wow. And it's things like that which just made the film so fantastic to watch. And also, I love the filmmaking style of the film. Like, I love the way that it's shot as if it's an actual film in some parts, but then it'll cut back to these like fake interviews. Like, they shot fake interviews for the film based on the real life interviews of the people involved in the actual story. Basically, you have like fake interviews from like Margot Robbie as Tonya Harding, and Sebastian Stan as her abusive husband, and Allison Janney as her mother as well throughout the film. And so it just feels so realistic, and it feels like kind of like a documentary style, but at the same time, though, its own unique style, which is something I liked about the film so much. Just the filmmaking was absolutely brilliant in my opinion. And at the same time, though, I just absolutely love the energy of the film. I love that it was constantly fast moving, and you really don't know what's going to happen in every single scene. I just thought that was so brilliant about this film. And at the same time, though, I think the performances are all incredible. Honestly, everyone is acting their socks off in this film in the best way possible. No one is recognisable as the actors or actresses playing them. Honestly, Margot Robbie as Tonya Harding is just incredible. She's not just Harley Quinn. I mean, she's Harley Quinn, and obviously she's amazing as Harley Quinn, but oh my god, she's also amazing as Tonya Harding in the film. Like, she is just so brilliant. She plays that character just so well. And by the way, she's producing this film, and you can tell she's really got her heart and soul into the character she's playing in the best way possible. And at the same time, though, Sebastian Stan, which many people might know as a Winter Soldier in the MCU, he plays Tonya Harding's abusive husband in the film. And honestly, if I didn't know Sebastian Stan going in this film, I would find it hard to recognise him. Like, he doesn't look different in the film, but what I mean there is, he's acting so different than he usually does in his gruffy style as a Winter Soldier in the MCU, because when you get to this film, he's got like a really high-pitched voice, and he plays that character just so brilliantly. Honestly, I never felt like I was watching Sebastian Stan, and I never felt like I was watching Margot Robbie, and I never ever felt like I was watching Allison Janney as well. Honestly, the best performance of this film is from Allison Janney as Tonya Harding's abusive mother. Honestly, she played that character so well. Allison Janney is an incredible actress, and she won an Oscar for performance in this film. I can completely see why, because her performance is it's just brilliant. It really is, because you just watch that character, and it's a character you just hate so much. But because of the way Allison Janney plays that character, you enjoy watching her so much. And that is just what makes Allison Janney's performance so fantastic in this film. And at the same time, though, Hauser is also great as well, as this person who's quite self-absorbed and lives at home with his mother, and he's good friends to Sebastian Stan's character, and he's quite mischievous, and he becomes quite important to the grand scheme of things in the plot as well. And he's quite good in the film as well. But like I said before, the best performance is from Allison Janney as Tonya Harding's abusive mother. But at the same time, though, Margot Robbie's incredible. She got an Oscar nomination duration of the film, and you can completely understand why. And Sebastian Stan's also incredible as well. Honestly, all the performances are absolutely incredible. I also like the soundtrack of the film, having such songs as, you know, Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits, which is such a beautiful song, by the way. You also have Devil One by Cliff Richard in there, a great song. You have Shooting Star by Bad Company in there. You just got so many great songs in there. Barracuda in there. There's a lot of great songs in there which worked really well. The film, I love the filmmaking style. I just love the energy, and I just think the film is absolutely fantastic. I really do. Small criticisms I do have though. Sometimes because the film is so energetic and, you know, jumps around from bit to bit to bit to bit. Sometimes because it does jump around so much, it can make the film feel a bit messy. Because in the end, this film is trying to cover so much of Tonya Harding's life. Like, I really liked that about this film. I really liked that it told the story over so many years. Like, literally, you watch Tonya Harding at the start of the film as this young child, and then towards the end of the film, she's a much older person when she's doing, like, the fake interviews that you see, which were actually made for the film and everything. But the thing is, though, sometimes the way the film jumps around a bit, it can feel a bit messy, I must admit. I'm not gonna lie there. And at the same time, though, there's some sequences of the film where, like, a character will talk to the camera in the fake interviews and go, this is where everything gets really rough now. And then you watch the scene and it does get rough, but it just, I wanted to be in that scene a bit more. I wanted this film to just have a bit more breathing space, that I could actually just settle into that scene and just go, oh my god, this scene is horrible to watch, but I really understand the roughness of what Tonya Harding was going through. And honestly, I just wish I got a bit more of that in the film, just personally, because I just wanted the film to just have a bit more breathing space in some moments. Not too dissimilar to a film like Cruella, and funny enough, the same person who directed Cruella also directed this film, and you can tell there's quite a distinctive style and quite a distinctive energy, like was used in Cruella, and then obviously was also used in this film as well. And you can tell there, but at the same time though, like Cruella, I wish this film had a bit more breathing space, I'm not gonna lie. But saying all that though, I still thought it was actually fantastic. And like I said before, I thought it was fascinating and unpredictable in the best way possible. In the best way you want this film to be. Honestly, I love the fact that I didn't know the story going into it, and then I just found out all these things throughout the film. Like, you just constantly, like, really? Did this really happen? And like I said before, the characters will quite literally break the fourth wall and go, oh no wait, this actually did happen. And it's just things like that which is, I just love in films like this. I love the film that is so different than all these other films I've seen recently. I love the fact that the filmmaking is just so out there. The fact that you have all this, like, documentary style at some stages. Then it goes back to all this, like, film everything, and it goes really energetic and it jumps around quite a lot. And even so, it does feel a bit messy, some sequences. It still worked for me overall. I was surprised by how much the film actually really worked for me. I really like it. The performance is absolutely incredible. The soundtrack's really fun to listen to as well. And I just thought everything was done really well. Even the stuff with the quote-unquote incident, which I just thought was really good, even that stuff was actually built really well, and actually played off in quite a dark humour as well, which I really like about the film. Like, it's actually some dark humour in the film as well, which made me laugh out loud, which some I forgot to mention, but honestly, that worked really well in the film as well. All in all, I really like it. It's not, you know, one of the best films I've seen in the past 10 years, but saying that though, I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and like I said before, constantly fascinating and constantly unpredictable from someone who didn't know the true story before I saw this film. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that Tonya, I'm going to say it's about an 8.7 out of 10. Honestly, I just thought this film was just constantly intriguing and riveting in the best way possible. It's really what you want from a film like this, where you don't know the story, and then it literally just gets you gripped with the story, just like that. Honestly, as soon as I heard Devil Woman by Cliff Richard in the film, by the way, a song which I'm not the biggest fan of, but as soon as I heard that song in the film, I was gripped. I was interested in what was going to happen for the rest of the film. And just the way that song was used as well, it was really good. And something I should say about the soundtrack is sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of the songs in these films. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the songs in Cruella, and I wasn't always the biggest fan of the songs used in this film as well. But because of the way the soundtrack is used, it makes the film a bit more interesting. And just the song choice in the film was really interesting within itself, actually. When you look at it, and when you go on Spotify and look at the songs I actually choose, it kind of sums up the film in its own unique way. And I really like that about the soundtrack. I like soundtracks that, you know, are just full of songs, but the songs themselves kind of sum up the tone of the film. And if you just go and listen to the soundtrack on Spotify, like I've been recently, you'll really start to get a feel of what this film is actually like. And that's what I like about the soundtrack so much. And also, the performances are absolutely incredible. Honestly, it's the best I've seen of Sebastian Stan. Allison Janney is absolutely incredible. Hauser is incredible as well. And at the same time, though, obviously, Margot Robbie is absolutely incredible as well. Probably the best performance I've seen from her as well. And that's, you know, that's not diminishing her performance in The Wolf of Wall Street or her performance in any of the DC films she's been in as well, because I think she's brilliant as Harley Quinn, and I think she was brilliant in Wolf of Wall Street as well. But the thing is, though, in this film, she's just incredible. You never feel like you're watching Margot Robbie, you never feel like you're watching Paul Walter Hauser, you never feel like you're watching Sebastian Stan, and you never feel like you're watching Allison Janney, which is something the film does so well. The fact that the film has such a fantastic cast, and you never actually feel like you're watching the actors, you feel like you're watching the characters, and you feel like you're watching the real characters themselves, the real characters within this real story. And honestly, like I said before, I just found it fascinating and unpredictable because I didn't know the story, and I just love the fact that I didn't know the story, because I didn't know where everything was going. Honestly, when the twist came, they just came in the best way possible. They really did. Honestly, I really liked this film. I mean, it's not for everyone, and that's fine, but personally, it worked for me far more than I thought it was going to. And so that is what I'm going to take from this film, because honestly, I just love the fact that I just found it so fascinating and so unpredictable in the best way possible. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that Tonya is an 8.7 out of 10 from me. Anyway guys, what do you think of Tonya? Please do comment down below and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thank you as always for watching, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like and subscribe on this video. I look forward to many more, both film and TV, coming very soon on this channel. See you guys again soon, but bye for now, bye!